But B, besides that, what have you been jamming since the last time we played?
Man, I jammed a little bit of stuff, man. I'm gonna start it off with an EP. I jammed the JID EP last night.
Same.
Yeah, I listened to that last night. You checked it out? When
Yeah,
you
yeah,
listen to
same.
it?
Saturday. Saturday
Okay.
morning. So yesterday.
So yeah, I checked it out. He said these like four songs that didn't make the album, and I understand why. Because these just
Same.
it's just I don't know, they felt like YouTube tracks to me, like some YouTube. It didn't have no punch to it. It didn't feel like I don't know, people on the timeline gassing this. Excuse my French, sorry, but like he's rapping, of course, but like with Jid, he's not like the never what's the first one he got
The
the
Never story.
first nah
That's the one.
I'm talking
Ain't that
about
the one that you like?
yeah, that's the one I like, right? The Never Story.
The Never story, DiCaprio 2,
Yeah, I
Spilling
didn't
G
I didn't care
One.
for DiCaprio too.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's called The Never Story. That's it, bro. My mind, I'm getting old. But anyways, this is
We
just the
know.
EP, and it's just
Hmm.
tracks I could tell that he just want to rap on and show his skill. But when it
Hmm.
comes to like with Jid rapping, like he can rap, but he more to me like flows, how he can, go into this pocket and stuff like that. But like bar wise, he don't really amaze me, especially on this right here. It was just a lot of like rapping. It's like I'm like and people could be like, well, why you critique him just for rapping? It's just because I don't know. It just didn't do nothing for me. Like
Hmm.
it was just a lot of I
Hmm.
don't know. And then the production on here, I didn't really care for. I thought I was gonna like the track with Black, but to me, Black wasn't utilized like I thought it was. I thought it was gonna be more of a mellow track or whatever. But I don't know. It didn't do nothing for me. Then the track I really disliked was the Animals
And that's
track,
part
part
one.
one. Like yeah, Eminem doing his old rap god stuff, and it's just like, man, I'm not re-listening to this, bro. Like this is nothing I'm coming back to. But I know what why this was out. It was just I don't know what GDLU stand for. What did it, you know what that stand for? Did he say?
God Does Like Ugly. That's the
Okay.
name of his
Oh yeah,
album that's coming
because
out. That's why this is a
yeah.
Preluxe to it. Hmm.
Okay. All right. So yeah, yeah, I just checked it out because I saw people talk about it on the timeline, but I'm not really impressed about this. Hopefully the album's better because I'm gonna check the album out, of course. And I think he's cool, man. But this right here, I just was like, this didn't do nothing for me. Nothing on here was like gonna bring me back. So let me, as we talking about it, I know you're gonna talk about it now. I'm about to add this out of my library, delete out of the library. Okay, now those are gone. But yeah, B, what you have to say about it? I'm not trying to be disrespectful to Jid or nothing like that. It did nothing for me, so it's gone.
Um, so for me, this is kind of like our first time talking about JID together. So this is the first time he's really entering the BBC ethos right here.
Hmm.
GDLU, the Prelux, this is supposed to be like a little EP before the actual album comes out later this year. JID is one of those rappers that you kind of introduced me more to with the Never
Hmm.
story, around that time of the whole SoundCloud cloud era. Going into this project, I never thought JID was a bad rapper. I just always felt like he came off as like a cheap imitation. Not cheap, but he came off as like a very close imitation of Kendrick when he does that little nasally voice, ananima, ananima,
Hmm.
the one that he used to do all the time in the blog era, because that's what JID always sounds like he's emulating to me. Just like you said, with JID, when it comes to him, it's more of the flows and the pockets that he gets into. Um, Lyrically, bar wise, he's not really doing anything amazing to me. It's just that he could get into the pocket really well, but he does
Hmm.
that rapidy rap thing where he starts going real fast, and I'm just like, I feel like this is more like showboating than it actually is good rapping because a good amount of this he does this on, and there was points on this where I'm just like, I don't care. I know he came out with like a little mixtape too before this, where he was going on Cardi's HBA, and he did a freestyle on that. And the JID fans say, "Oh, this is better than Cardi's version." Y'all didn't like Cardi's version to begin with, so why are y'all saying this is
Hmm.
better? It's not better than Cardi's version because this, to me, when it comes to JID's rapping, sometimes he just doesn't have enough weight to him when he's rapping for me, and that's the problem with it. I like the first track; I thought it was a cool opener, but the track with Lil Yachty, I was like, okay, this is a weird mix right here, but I see it. The Atlantic Connection. The next song with Black, I see it, the Atlantic Connection, but Black to me wasn't really needed with this song, even though it says it's
Hmm.
kind of like a with instead of a featuring. Uh, and then the song with Eminem, which was a talk of town on Twitter this weekend. Why did you even have this in the chamber? That's why I have to ask.
And they got another one, B. This part one. B.
Jesus.
And I was saying, oh, excuse me, Eminem killed Jid. Oh my God. Eminem. I'm listening to this. I'm like, bro, nobody killed nobody, bro. They just both was just
Facts.
just putting words together. It
Hmm.
wasn't like to me, it wasn't really like no bar fest, like something like, ooh, that was it was I didn't feel nothing, no weight to none of it. Just, oh, I'm gonna rhyme this with this.
Yeah. And I'm
Oh,
gonna put
excuse
as
me.
many syllables and many words in between
Words
this
to
before I
it.
can have to get to the rhyming word. I'm just like, eh,
Yeah.
like
I'm like,
it don't impress me. It's like, but this Eminem sounded like the older, like early 2000s Eminem. This is what this one
mhm.
sounded like. But besides that, this project literally did nothing for me personally. Like I said, I liked the first song. I thought the first song was cool, but before that, I mean, after that, nothing really intrigued me about this project. I will never go back to this. I won't even go back to the song that I liked. I just that was the one song I liked in this project. I tried to give it a fair listen. It's four songs, 16 minutes, 57 seconds. I wish I could get some of that back though.
Yeah.
Ugh, mm.
Oh man.
But B, you got anything else to say about this project?
Um, I'm
I know
I'm
Shea
just
Butter Twitter was glazing this earlier this weekend.
yeah, I just don't want to. I don't care if I sound like a hater, to be honest with you. I just really don't care no more. But I just didn't like this, and I'm sick of y'all saying Jid next up. He's been here for a while. This nigga older than both of us, and they say we old. He's older than both of us. He's next up. Okay, this is cool. This is cool. I'm ready for the album. This is nothing that's like wow. Like you want to listen to somebody just spitterific rap, do your thing. You know what I'm saying? That's all I really gotta say. It's really.
Yeah, for me personally, Jid is for someone who, if you like Freddie Gibbs, you'll most likely like Jid, but Jid isn't as good as Freddie Gibbs.
Mm,
And I've seen Freddie Gibbs giving Jid his props, but I'm just like, if I want this type of stuff that Jid is doing, I'd rather go to Freddie Gibbs because Freddie Gibbs has a more weightier delivery to his lines and to his rapping than Jid does. Jid just kind of does the fast rapping just to do it. I'm just there's no reason for you to do this. There's no interesting pocket where it's just like, oh, you really switched the flow
mhm,
up on that. Well, I got that. Like, it's like, okay, I know you could do this, but are you doing this in a unique and creative way to where it's like, oh, this is like really wowing me. To me, it doesn't wow
mhm.
me, and that's the problem with it. Like, yeah,
I,
you could do it, but it doesn't interest or wow me.
I think it's more. It helps me more with Jid. That's what I'm saying. When I listen to like an album or something, when he have a song with some structure, then I can actually like enjoy it because what he's saying matters. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
And when I listen to rappers, I don't really care for like the whole just rapping all fast. Like I like Eminem for his albums. I like when Eminem, has a concept on the song and it just he's staying and following the concept of the track and he actually, putting some stuff together. And yes, if you want to freestyle and stuff like that, yes, there's some fun, quirky Eminem freestyles I love. But like Jid for me, like when it comes to that I don't really care for it like that. So this EP wasn't for me because I'm not like a fan like that. You know what I'm saying? So this not for me. And but yeah,
Yeah, I'm not a fan either, and this definitely was not for me. And this
yeah,
isn't something that's gonna win you over. But I mean, for the
yeah,
fans that do love Jid, this is something to hold y'all over for
right.
the yeah for the next project or the upcoming project this year. But yeah, let us know what y'all think about GDLU Prelux down in the comment section down below. B, you want to go next again, or do you want me to go this
Now
time?
you could go since I started off with that one.
All right. So I'm gonna put these two projects kind of together. Shout out to the boy RB Reyes as usual. I listened to some
Hmm.
more of his Prince recommendations. This time I went to 3121 and I went to Planet Earth. These are the albums that I was mostly listening to this week, trying to get it
Hmm.
because I'm just like Prince, when it comes to his writing, he's a bit more methodical and I want to say symbolic with what he's saying some of the times. And so there's some points where I'm just like, either it's because what I'm doing right now, I don't get it, or maybe it's just so simple and I'm just maybe overthinking it. But going into both of these projects, I like both of them, especially with Planet Earth. It gave me more of like a country blues s sound that Prince was going for. Obviously, both of these have some R&B themes and sounds in them. But when it came to both of these projects right here, I found myself going back to Planet Earth a bit more than 3121. And I think it's more so because the sound was a bit more diverse, I want to say, when
Hmm.
it comes to the actual production of the album. Like I said, it kind of gave me those country slash blues vibes for what he was going for, like songs like Guitar, the opening song Planet Earth. I love the song Future Baby Mama, Mr. Goodnight, All the Midnights. And when it starts going on that run later on, when it gets in the more R&B centered part of the album, I really did enjoy it right here. But I'm just wondering, like, these are the type of projects I kind of want to look more into because I want to get like why did he make these projects? What was the motive behind this? And then going to
Hmm.
3121, I really enjoyed that one as well. Like I said, the previous time I talked about musicology and the last one we've been jamming, I'm gonna bring it over here. I like that Prince has these short albums. They're not like over an hour long. Like Planet Earth was 10 songs, 3121 is 12 songs. I like that. 53 minutes, 34 seconds. Going over this project right here is the more I want to say R&B centered focus project, not super R&B, especially contemporary, because this came out in like 2006. But I still enjoyed this project overall. I think the only song I didn't really care for was Ti Amo Corazon, but this is a
Hmm.
project that I definitely have to go back over a few more times because I went over Planet, was it Planet Her or Planet Earth a bit more than I did 3121. But I enjoy both these projects overall. But I
Right.
really want to see like what was the dynamic the shift musically and sonically for Prince from 80s and 90s up until here because this is obviously
Hmm.
coming out during the 2000s. This is a way different sound compared to what stuff was coming out with during this time as well. But he
Hmm.
also was having some modern sounding stuff in this production as well. So yeah,
Hmm.
Prince is one of those very intriguing artists that I want to dive a bit more into and I want to do some more research on him. Shout out to my boy RB Reyes for giving me a little bit of a outline of like what to start off with, some of the stuff I might like to make me want to dig more into it. But yeah, Prince 3121 and Planet Earth, those are projects I listen to from Prince because I'm just putting them both together because they both Prince. But yeah, B, you have any thoughts on those two albums? Did you like them? Did you listen to them?
Those are some, yeah, I heard them before, but I thought I went to a Prince phase. But those wasn't albums that I got to sit with. So I know some tracks off of it, but I'm gonna have to actually go back like you doing right now and actually like, especially listen to it now with my adult ears. Cause that stuff I listened like my early 20s, late teens and stuff like that when I went through my like Prince phase.
Mhm.
So, but with Prince, man, like you said, with his when he move and he evolve his sound or like he can stay in that pocket like trying to get modern, but like he's one of them guys that like kind of reinvent like what's going on. He's in his own lane. So,
Mhm.
bro, if you go all the way back, like how far you went back yet? Like you early Prince yet? Like early
No, no, no,
Prince?
no, no, no. So
I
this
said,
stuff
have
was
you
like music album. No, the only thing old album wise I've heard by Prince is
Purple
Purple Rain.
Rain? Okay, yeah, yeah. So like if you go even further back than that, you're like, okay, yeah, this dude was like not super further back because his career was still young then, but you just see like everything he's done, B.
Hmm.
It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. But but uh but nah, man. I have to re-listen to that, bro. I gotta listen to a lot of Prince stuff. It's been years. You know what I
Do you
mean?
think you're gonna come out with something different now because you're older and you might get some of the
I
stuff
might,
that he's
I'm,
talking about?
I might come up with a totally different experience with the projects because,
Mm,
especially when I was younger, I, I was, still naive to a lot of things, like certain stuff I didn't understand. You know what I mean? So it was
hmm
some Prince albums that I was like, don't know if I really like this one. You know what I mean?
hmm
So
Yeah, I think
I'm,
a
I'm
song like Nikki Darling, I did not get growing up.
mm-hmm,
But as I've gotten
mm-hmm,
older, and like I said, when I
mm-hmm,
did a re-listen last year, I'm like,
mm-hmm.
oh,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
oh, okay,
Because I think
okay.
then I listen. I think we both listen to that. I think you listen to it. I'm like, let me revisit Purple Rain, and I
hmm
re-listen to it as well. Because yeah, but now I because that was like Purple Rain was like one of the first vinyl that I think my granddad like gave me. Dad, he gave me a
hmm
lot of Jackson 5 stuff. You know what I mean? Like, so yeah, I was like, yeah, I like the movie Purple Rain. I thought it was cool because this little dude, you know what I mean, drive a motorcycle
See, I
sometimes.
I
Yeah,
never seen it. Is it
you never see the
actually a good
movie?
movie? Nah.
It's a good movie. It's more of like that
Which one's
cold.
better, the soundtrack or the movie?
Oh, the music, the music. B, come on, man. The
Oh
music,
man.
man. So so the next project I listen to, it's gonna be short because I actually covered all these EPs on the what we was jamming, and that's
Hmm.
by the boy Quadry, man. He dropped a Magnolia the complete series. He put all the
Ah,
EPs
I
together.
forgot he just dropping that. I
Yeah,
meant to
yeah.
listen to it. I didn't
He
know.
put all the EPs together, and I love the art direction he did with this project, especially the cover art. I love how he had like all the colors of the EP with like a silhouette of him, and I just really enjoyed that. And all together, it still is like it's not. It don't feel like it's a. like a project that's complete with each other, but the storylines and all the like side quests pretty much that's going on that build around the Asking Magnolia is there. And you know
Hmm.
you hear the influences from him being from the South and stuff like that. And
Hmm.
it's kind of broke down into like, hold on, you have episode six. Yeah, so it's like it's broke down into episodes, but you got episode one, the intro, and then you have three tracks after that, like four tracks, and it goes to episode six. And how he did it was like, oh, fight, and he has another track. It's Fight Night cartoons, and it's like a little. I think is it more of it's short because Quadry be making these short songs, and I told her like, bro, you killing me with these short songs, bro. Like, but I know it's just his EPs, and then he dropped with the finale and everything like that. But he made it like episodic in a way, you know what I mean?
Hmm.
It's like
Yeah.
everything is connect, but it's his own story. And I like the direction from this, man. So shout out to Quadry, bro. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I'm ready for the next thing he drops. So yeah. If any of you guys haven't checked out Quadry, y'all check him out, man. He's trying to get his name out there, bro. And shout out
Mm.
to I think his name's Z. He's like a he deals with he's in the music business. I forgot he owns like a platform. I can't think of it, but he actually talks a lot about like splits and streaming and all these type of things that's
Talking
going
about
on
the
in the
white guy
music
on
industry.
Twitter?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And he actually shouted out Quadry and like kind of like put like this project in the art direction on like his platform, pretty much like on his Twitter, and gave it more
Hmm.
of a a bigger voice. So I thought that was dope.
Hmm.
So mm,
That's cool. I was
yeah.
gonna say something, but I was about to say, ain't that the guy that Kiko was going back and forth with a little bit on the TL that one
Oh yeah,
time?
they went back and forth
Okay, that
before.
was
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
That
But
was
I
him.
like
Okay.
Zito, man. I like some of the stuff he put out there, man. I forgot. I think his real name Brian, I believe. But I forgot what platform he actually owns. I forgot, bro. I can't think right now. Blanking. But yeah,
Hmm.
B, what you got? What's your next project?
My next thing I gotta talk about. This came out about what, 20 years ago? Doug Motivation 101. The motivation behind this show right here, or at least the thing that started the topic and the conversation behind this 20-year
Yeah.
anniversary. I don't know, B, are we gonna have to put this on the review docket or something? Because this is the 20-year anniversary of it.
For real?
Coming up this month. Hmm.
We might have
Uh let's
to.
let's get it, Doug Motivation 101. I'm gonna do a little brief summary of it. This ish slaps, especially B when you're working. B,
Yeah, hey.
I felt like I was moving at work. I was moving them pounds, B. Standing ovation. I need that. I need that gangster music, B. Hey, B, I was going crazy with Jay-Z as well. Put me on the
Yeah.
remix. What are we doing? And it's so funny because going back to this project and looking back at it, Soul Survivor was like the like the hit, like the single off
hmm
this. Shoot, I was jamming everything else. I'm like, oh, I know when Soul Survivor comes on, it's gonna slow
hmm
me down a bit because that song is a bit slower compared to all the other stuff before that. I'm like, yo, this is hard. Get your mind right. What was
Right.
realist Negro in it? I already know.
Yeah.
Got Trapper of the Year 4 times in a row. What are we doing, B? What are we doing, B? I'm like,
Bro, I
oh,
told you this album is special. T.I. don't have an
it
album better than
is.
this. T.I. don't
Okay,
have
see
an
now
album
you get
better than
disrespectful. See
this.
now you get disrespectful, B. Now you get
B,
disrespectful. You
what
getting
album?
disrespectful right now, B.
What album that T.I. fakes you feel like this? This is a great album.
B,
This
I'm not
album's
gonna
a great
lie.
feeling.
Even though
What?
Urban Legend is better than this, that little track run that Ti has on Urban Legend, B, that ASAP, you don't know me motivation.
No, that's a good run, but I'm saying, nah, Thug Motivation 101 is different, bro. It's a different album, bro.
Yeah, going into this, what is it? This is gangster music. A standing ovation. I'm
Patient,
like,
bro.
oh, B, what are we doing?
B.
I'm not gonna
That
lie though. Boosie did take what was the song? Uh, what song was it? Doing the Trap Star. Boosie, that's Boosie's song right there. And
oh,
they,
Boosie did kill that
yeah,
Drake, but
yeah, they,
nah,
you
but
know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm a
yeah.
TRAPSTR. Come
ESCR.
on, B.
And they like it, nigga. I remember Boosie, right?
And
Mm,
I gotta
mm,
talk about the
mm,
monster verse
mm,
that Bun B gave on Trap or
mm,
Die. Oh my God. To me, that was like the passing of the torch from the old
mm.
trapper to the young trappers. That's the ultimate passing of the torch song right there. It's like we talk about Trap or Die. I gotta get the OG on here who was really
Yeah.
putting that stuff like in the music early on in
hmm
the 90s. Like I
hmm
always say, UGK and them, a lot of the older Southern groups, they were the first innovators of trap. I think really UGK took a lot of that, but still,
Yeah.
Trap or Die, that verse
T-
from Bum B. Oh my God.
But I like I like Ti verse too on Bang. Let off 50 shots
Oh
and niggas
yeah.
ran like a track beat. I know I gotta do the thing for flat feet. Come on, bro. I was
Hey
like,
B,
man, hey.
hey B. No, I was thinking about it when we had a discussion about who's a better rapper, Gucci versus Jeezy. Hey B, I
Hmm.
heard that line that you quoted.
Yeah.
Was it?
My boys
We all
don't
strapped in the
say
car,
belt,
no
and I ain't
seatbelt.
seatbelt. I ain't talking seatbelts. It's just certain stuff Jeezy used to do to me. Like some people are like Gucci understand, but like I don't know, Jeezy with this, bro, it just made me feel a different way, bro. He's like, my boys, what he say? My guys don't drink Pepsi, they just sell Coke. You know what I'm saying? It just hey, bro, and then he was talking about the story. I forgot the track, but I talk. Don't get caught. You can do your thing, baby. You can do it. So, bro, him talking about the officer. Yeah, man. When the cop comes, he's like, "Yo, come on, bro. What feeling could you get? He made you feel like you was in the car with him, finna get caught, bro. You in the passenger seat. The cop like looking at the truck, bro. This album is special, bro. And
Uh-huh.
it's people love this album, but like it's bro, it's one of them albums, bro. I'm telling you, bro. This
We might
album
have
is
to review
B, this
it.
album is different, bro.
Hey, nah,
Bro,
this is the 20-year
you cut
anniversary
my
of
ball off in my Air Forces. Hey, and you ain't seen, bro. Nah, this
I
album
kind of wish it
crazy.
didn't end off on that song. I wish the
I,
album had a better ending, but
I feel you, but
yeah.
this album crazy, bro. This album crazy.
Nah, it is me. Nah, this I was, and then what?
Boy, get
That's
it,
what Manny
dude.
Fresh had that classic production.
Yes, bro.
And then
Man.
what? Man,
Hey,
going
Last
back
of
over this.
Dying Breed. I love
Oh yeah,
Trick
with Trick
Daddy on
Daddy
there,
and
bro. I
Young
love his
Buck. Oh
voice.
yeah.
Yeah, I like his voice on there, bro. Come on, bro. And everything I do it for my
My-
hood. Come on. It's some stuff on here, bro. See, look. When we talk about what makes a great album does, this is like my like this is one of the blueprints to me. Like how we
Mhm.
talked about Luca and stuff, like his album. Like, it's like that traditional album feel of like we'll talk about it. I ain't gotta go through that. But
To
yeah.
me, and I was thinking about it, I was just having a slight thought. I'm like, if
Mm-hmm,
Lil Baby wanted to come back, B, he'd have to go over the old school trap beats, the stuff like Young
mm-hmm,
Jeezy and Ti and all that was doing. If Lil
mm-hmm.
Baby wanted to have a trap classic, because when I'm thinking about trap classics, B, this is a top fiver.
Yeah.
DS2, top fiver.
Mm-hmm,
B. If Lil Baby wanted to be in those discussions, he has to go over the old school version of trap. The thing that's missing with Baby is the production. It's too not futuristic sounding, but it's too like modern. I think he needs to pull it back, go a bit more old school, go a bit more simple. But also he needs to have that delivery with him because when we talk about Thug Motivation 101, Jeezy had that delivery, B. He might not be the best lyrically, but he got that goddamn delivery. You felt what he said. Pause.
it's like it's kind of like when you said he felt this, like it felt it was more authentic, like if you believed him, you know what I'm saying? So
Hmm.
that actually added to this album. It's kind of like the Pusha T effect. Like you probably some people say, oh, Pusha T not a good rapper or whatever. But like what Pusha's dope, but like you when Pusha say something, you feel it. Like you like, dang, he really meant that. You know what I'm saying? That's
Hmm.
like brings people into Pusha T. And Malice as well. That's what they do well to me. So Jeezy to me, he's one of those type of guys, especially in this time of Jeezy. Like, yeah, like you said, like, he's more like he's like monotone in a way, like Jeezy is. It's like he's not
Hmm.
very crack. Like he's not showing no charisma and then like that really.
Hmm.
It's just I'm
You think
telling you
so?
how it
I think
is.
he got yeah. I think he
He
got a little
got
charisma. I think the thing
I,
is he got presence. That's the thing. He has
I get
presence when he
okay, it
says
could
it.
be the presence, but I mean like with the charisma to me, like yeah, I guess he can be charismatic, but it's like it's not like a way of like a charm to me. Like a like,
Hmm.
dang, I can see why people, when somebody have that presence, it's just like Jeezy has the presence of like, I mean what I say. Like I mean my
Yeah.
business. Like it's that type of like, don't play with me. Like
I see. I get
that's what
that
I'm getting.
because I'm one of those people that I like 102 a lot. And I
Yeah,
think
yeah, yeah.
Jeezy got more charisma because he got better at one penning and songwriting
Okay, okay.
on 102. So I get what you mean now, especially
So
when I'm looking
I
back
might have to
at
go
102
back. I
versus
haven't listened to
B.
102 in years. Like we talked
Hmm.
because you talked about it earlier this year. I believe you was talking about it, but
Yeah.
I haven't listened to that in a long time. So it's like like with Gucci, right? Like I know it's like
Hmm.
You out Gucci Jeezy, but like with Gucci, Gucci has charisma and he's like
Hmm.
somebody you don't play with. You know what I'm saying? Like
Hmm.
that's
Facts.
what you
Facts.
know what I mean. So it's like okay, I can see why like you could be around somebody and you're like, man, this dude is funny. Like, but he can get really serious and like don't
Hmm.
mess with him. That's what I get from Gucci. But when you're around Jeezy, to me, it feel like, all right, you just mean business here. Like
Hmm.
I'm not for to play and joke with you. That's the
Right.
vibes I get for them
See,
with Jeezy.
I get both, and sometimes on
Hmm.
separate occasions from Gucci because
Yeah,
Gucci, especially early on when he was going over them little quirky Zaytoven beats, he would come
yeah.
at me with the charismatic, the funny, not so serious
Hmm.
guy. Once he started
Hmm.
going off in that trap god right before he went to jail bag, I'm like, you kind of are scaring me right now, Gucci,
Yeah,
and I don't know why, but I kind of like it.
yeah, yeah. Nah, I feel you, bro. I
But
feel
yeah,
you.
going over Thug Motivation 101, classic hip hop album. I don't
Yes,
care what
bro.
anyone got to say. We might have to talk about this, B.
B, the
This is
album's
one of the
crazy,
classic
bro.
facts. Hey, go crazy. I'm just saying, B. But yeah, y'all let us know what y'all think about Let's Get It Thug Motivation 101 down in the comment section down below. And should we
Hmm.
review it? Let us know in the comment section. But B, what's your next project?
My next project, I have Kendrick Lamar Section 80, 14-year anniversary. I I checked it. I had to, like my wife and really never listened to the album. What, you listen to it?
Nah, I didn't. I
Oh,
should have though. But hey, we talking about some
we
heaters
talk.
right now, B.
Yeah,
Back to
yeah.
back heaters. I'm just saying,
And,
B.
and we I think we talked about this before. Didn't we just probably have like a little discussion about this album? Probably when it
Nah,
comes to Cyber,
you've
like,
talked about it before a few
yeah,
weeks ago on what we've been jamming.
okay. I
But
listen
yeah,
to it? I just was talking about it.
I think you might have just been talking about it because I think you
Yeah.
listened to it for that and Good Kid, Mad City. I
Yeah.
remember.
Oh, dang, I'm talking about it again. Dang, my bad. I shouldn't
B,
have done
talk
this.
about it again, B. It's the
Yeah.
14th
It is the
anniversary.
anniversary, but man,
We might have to do a review of this one as well, though.
yeah, but like, bro, come on, man. This album right here, bro. Like, this is like, to me, this is his debut. We all know the whole mixtape debut. But it was sold on iTunes at one point, and it's up on
Hmm.
freaking hot, Dat Piff and all this.
Hmm.
The this to me when Kendrick, like, you had OD. I love OD. But when you go into to section 80, this to me when he started building up on his writing, when it comes to like his storytelling and the whole, how he can make things feel so like theatric in a way and bring you into
Hmm.
a story. And this to me, this is the album when he was just building on that because he had multiple like story tracks he was going to like telling these stories about these women, like Tammy song, no makeup, all this type of stuff, bro. And then he goes into Keisha song, and
Hmm.
with this album, it brings you in like emotionally, like with these, I guess these women he's bringing in, and then like the tracks with Absol in the outro, Absol having that one on Reagan era, the intro. This like sound like so and so the come the court building. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just the feeling of this
Hmm.
album, bro. I love this album because some people like this album more than To Pimp a Butterfly. I'm not To Pimp a Butterfly, but to
Good Kid,
Good
Mad
Kid,
City.
Mad City, bro. But ADHD, hold up. Come on, bro. And ADHD was the song that was like really popular on YouTube. I remember the music video and everything.
Hmm. And it got
Um,
a big old resurgence with GTA.
oh, for real? Oh yeah, yeah, it was
Remember,
on
because it was
yeah, it was.
that's
Yeah, it
some
was.
people's first time hearing that song was on GTA. B, do you know how crazy that is?
That's insane, bro. But man, High Power on here, produced by J. Cole. I don't know, this album, man, it feels like it's not like forgotten, but it's like this album was a dope album in that blog era. Like this album, mixtape, whatever you want to call it. It
Hmm.
was to me, it was like it's one of them albums you have to listen to me, especially if you're a Kendrick Lamar fan. I know there's a lot of new ones out here right now. Y'all should go back and do your research on the freaking Section 80, man. This album right here was dope, especially from the writing. I feel like this to me is when he kind of stepped it up, and also production wise on here was dope to me because it had a mixture of all type of stuff and a lot of things like with hooks. Kendrick was doing things a little different with his hooks and trying to be more catchy. Like I said, with like Hold Up, ADHD, stuff like that. Because with OD and like Kendrick Lamar AP, he had like some tracks with some cool little hooks, but here I feel like he actually was like getting better at like actually making like songs. You know what I'm saying? So
Hmm.
that's my opinion. I love this album. One of my favorites. Kendrick Lamar, Section 80. Happy anniversary, 14 years. It's gonna be 15 next year, B. We might just talk about it next year. It's gonna hit the 15 year. We might have to get a deep dive into it. But this is just my thoughts. I just listened to it. When was that? I think it was I remember I picked my girl up from work. When was that? It was the anniversary on the second. What was the second, B? Was it Thursday?
The fourth was on a Thursday. I mean, the fourth
I
was
mean
on Friday.
Friday.
Third
So it
was
was Wednesday.
Thursday.
It was
Yeah.
Wednesday.
Hmm.
It was raining. I remember, and I was like, "Man, I'm gonna play it in the car." I'm like, "You don't know nothing about this album. Let me play this." You know what I'm saying? But yeah,
Who put
bro.
you onto that? Who put you
Yeah,
onto
yeah,
that?
yeah,
You start hearing someone listen to music you heard.
yeah. But yeah, man. What's your next
Uh,
project, B?
I actually want to give a quick shout out to Jamal Harris. He's actually, a supporter, follower of the show as well, and he has his
Okay.
own show, and he's been doing a short little podcast episodic series where he's making a single episode over each song off of Section 80. So
Okay,
I
that's
just
what's
want to
up.
shout that out because I always see him on TikTok wilding,
Hmm.
giving his thoughts on something, and he's someone who actually does talk about the music himself, and he's a Kendrick
Right
Lamar
on.
fan as well. So yeah, shout out
Right
to
on.
him. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get back into this one because I hate the fact that the streaming version doesn't have Spiteful Champ. Oh,
Yeah,
Champ.
Spiteful Chant, yeah.
Oh, that's one of my favorite songs. No. Oh, I love it. But yeah,
Uh,
going to me next, which this is gonna be my last project. Shout out to my boy, Kaze the Wolf. He sent me some unreleased stuff, which he has a project coming out this month, called All Due Respect.
hmm.
Kaze, man, I really did enjoy it. He's one of the people that actually comment. He's a friend of the show as well, but he
Hmm.
actually comments on our stuff, and he sent me the early preview link of his project. He shouted your boy out in the first track. I'm just, no, you
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? He shouted me out. I'm the music. You know what I'm saying? And put
Hey,
that as
hold
a
on.
drop or something.
Is he was he like a subscriber to your old channel, like to your Dark Sage
My
stuff
manga
or
and
what?
stuff.
Yeah, your
I think
manga.
so, yeah, because
Yeah.
Remy, which is someone he actually knows in person, who is someone who
Hmm.
actually watches the show every now and then as well. He had a project, and they both do their rapping thing, and they're
Hmm.
both like they both I believe are from the same area because I don't know them like
Hmm.
super well or anything
Right,
like
right,
that, but
right,
I
right,
believe they're
right.
both from the same area, but they kind of sound not sonically different, but they sound the same, similar wise in terms of
Hmm.
like how they pronounce certain things. Like they sound
Hmm.
similar. But yeah, Remy was following me on my manga channel, but kind of like came over here as well.
Right,
And
right,
I
right.
believe Kaze did as well, which obviously his name is a bit of a tie-in to like anime and
Hmm.
manga culture over there. But
Right.
yeah, a four little track EP. I believe it was like 12 minutes. I could be wrong
Hmm.
on that. I really enjoyed it. I like the production and I like the cover as well. So shout out to my
Hmm.
boy Kaze. Obviously, that's all I can really say because he doesn't have it out yet, so I can't share it. But
Hmm.
when it does come out, I'll listen to it again, stream it on the streaming platforms because I do want to support it as well. But yeah,
That's
shout out
what's
to my
up.
boy for sending me that early link. I was like, hey, he said,
Yeah.
don't leak. I said, I got you, my boy. I got you. Just give me the early link. Hey, but
Oh
yeah, shout
man.
out to him.
That's what's up,
You,
man.
you got
Uh
another project?
I say this would be my dang, I have two more projects. So I'm gonna
Go,
talk
go
about
ahead,
this
B.
one.
Go
Do
ahead.
you got anything after
No, no,
me?
I'm done. I'm done.
Okay, so
So
I'm gonna
that's what I'm
go into
saying. Go
these
ahead.
these two projects. Okay, you ever heard of KC? He was a freshman a few years back, and I think
I
he
think about saying
actually
JoJo.
no, he actually have a single out. He's featured on the new ASAP Rocky track as well. But
Oh
he
no,
was
I don't.
collaborating with Kanye West, so I never heard of this kid. Um, I don't even remember him from a freshman list, but I was on YouTube and I saw this guy make a video about him saying like he was going broke or something like that. And I was like, what the hell is this kid? I never heard of him. But he worked a lot with the Donda sections, and I'm like, my sessions. So I was like, let me check him out. So I went and saw his latest album that came out a few weeks ago. It's called Before I Was Born. And, I think he's from the Minnesota area. He's his family, immigrants. I think he's like African or something like that. But he's from America. I think he's but on this stuff, you could tell that he's like Yay Baby, Travis Scott, a lot of those guys. Because production, I don't know if he's like heavily producing. Because I feel like to me, the production on this kind of stood out more than like the rapping. Like he had some cool little soul samples I like in here. Um, he had some cool little drum patterns on some of these tracks as well. But overall, it's not nothing I return back to. I just want to check him out because I never heard him. I missed him in the freshman cover. I don't know if you remember KayCyy. You ever saw him in the yeah. But anyways, he worked heavy with Kanye, and he actually was saying how like yeah, he had a line when he was like, I already helped some of my favorites or the legends. It's time for me to build on my own. Blah blah blah. And I'm like okay okay, but nothing on here really just like stuck to me. I didn't like any song on here like favorite, my bad. But there's some song on here that was cool, but I don't know. I don't know what he did on that ASAP Rocky joint. I might have to check it out. But this wasn't like something that was like, wow, like I see why Kanye like had him on his team.
I'm looking at some of the production credits on this project. He has a few, but he's not like solely producing this project
He's not
himself.
super producing. Okay, cool.
Okay, yeah.
But yeah, that's pretty much all I gotta say about that project. But the project I really want to talk about.
Mm.
It's Blue and August Fanon 40. I'm
Blue, the
sorry,
rapper
Blue.
that made Below
Yeah,
the
Blue.
Heavens?
Yeah,
Okay.
Blue. I'm sorry, Blue. I was sleeping. I, I slept on 40, bro. I didn't listen to it. Came out in April. I feel so bad. The This might make my top 10. I don't know. I might say that a lot this year. I don't know. But this right
Is
here,
this the
B.
album that you was talking about, B? The one that
Yeah, yeah,
you
yeah. So
caught?
I'm like on track three, and I was like, let me buy this vinyl. Hey, track three, I'm like, yeah, let me buy this. The production, every song has a feature, and it's like everybody is telling a story of growth into like in the music industry or with life because this is a milestone. Blue reached 40 and we've been listening to this guy, well me, I know I have since his early 20s as a coming of age, and then you see him at 40 now with the cover of him and his son. I think he has two kids now, but he has a picture with his son and him having a 40 balloon, and it starts off like with the first track with him just like, hi, my name is John, it's my birthday, and him going to this, and he got Mickey Fax on here just doing just just rapping about like aging in hip hop and talking about how he's for to be 40 so and so or whatever. But like it's just dope, bro. Just seeing like these rappers, especially a lot of rappers on here, like growing and just speaking about their life lessons and stuff like that, bro. And I just love the production on here. I love the features on here. Like my favorite song here, probably I like Happy, but I love like Love, the track Love. The track Love is dope because it's a four part. It's like it's a 7 minute track, but it's four different songs about love and like the love of like a romantic or being like love and being like devastated about something or being in love with things like different things you're like into. It's like it was different forms of love, and I was like, man, this is dope. And like the last track was like the feature he was rapping, but like the first three tracks is like you got singing feature and you just got Blue rapping in different perspectives of love. And like man, I was like, yo, I'm playing this album a lot. I'm sorry. So I'm like, this is something I'm gonna go back to. I played this last night. I was like, yo, why did I not listen to this album? Why did I sleep on this? And Blue dope. Come on, bro. Blue's dope as hell. But nah, I really like this. Charles Hamilton on here, which was dope. Homeboy Sandman, Asher Raw, Casher King, Fashion, and Choosy on the last track, Joy. And them all three of them to me are like in the same tree of like artists, especially like Fashawn and Choosy. I don't know if you probably know who he is, but he got some dope stuff as well. But nah, man, I
Your
like
boy is
this,
on
man.
here.
You say
Coda.
what?
Your
Oh
boy
yeah,
Coda.
Coda the Friend on here as well. Ferreira, he's on here as well. I liked his verse. It's just so weird hearing him on production like that on Happy, but yeah.
Mhm.
But
So B, I got a question for you. So I'm looking at track Love 1 through 4. I see it's a
mhm.
7 minute track, right? There's someone on there named Yara. How was
She was just,
her
pretty much just singing. She was a singer on there, if I'm not
okay.
mistaken. Yeah, because most of the only ones that rapped was uh was novelists, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. I could be wrong.
Yara, because Yara, as I know of her, is a rapper.
hmm So
She follows me, and I
for
think you
real,
should.
for
Yeah,
real,
I've
maybe
sent
she
you some of her stuff before.
for real.
We could talk about it off camera, but
All
yeah, I
right,
sent you.
but she rapped on there.
She
I
probably
s-
would have had the super monotone, very light voice. You know, that's me. Me.
Hold on, let me play
Like
it
she
real
kind of
quick. I
sounds
don't
like that.
remember her rapping on here. I just
That's
remember a lot
that.
of female vocals.
Yeah, because I know she's one of those advocates of like, oh, being independent. She's one of the only females that's really doing it like that. She's not trying to sell sex like that, things like that.
Bro, I'm listening to it now. She did have that rap. She did rap. My
So,
bad. So she
yeah.
was yeah, she did rap. I'm sorry about that, Yara. I thought you was
I
some of the
mean, you
vocals on
didn't
there. I'm
know who
sorry.
that was, so
Yeah, yeah,
obviously
yeah,
you
but
wouldn't
she
know who
did.
is who on that track. Yeah.
But you say she followed the show?
I think so. No, like she
Yeah.
follows it on Twitter, like on Twitter.
Okay, on Twitter. Okay. Yeah,
And I'll be
that's
seeing her
what's
post on
up.
Twitter as well. Yeah.
That's what's up, man. I didn't know.
She's
But
always
nah,
working.
yeah, I'm hearing that version now. I'm sorry, because she is at that end. Yeah, she is. I'm sorry about that. I did have one listen to this, but this is something I'm gonna go back to more. I
Hmm.
just had to talk about this project.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
listen, yeah. But also it's like 39 minutes, 40 minutes. I don't know. So that's also dope. He's 40, blah, blah, blah. So I don't know, man. I love this
You know
album,
something
bro, from
about
my
that,
first
don't you?
listen. Hey man, I'll be 40 in like what, 9 years?
A few days.
See, you being disrespectful, B. But yeah, that's my last project, my last album I listened to this week. Um, That's all I got, man. I tried to listen to some albums. Like I tried to listen to Sundial by No Name, but I never really got to just actually finish it because I remember when that album came out, I never got to sit with that album. And I was
Mhm.
in doing some work in the office. I'm like, bro, I'm gonna sit with this album. But like my wife came in, messed up the whole vibes. But
Guys, he
so
wanted to spend
yeah,
that time with another woman, not the
yeah, with
woman he
No Name,
married.
bro. With No Name, bro. But yeah, that's it,
Well,
B. That's all I got.
it's crazy to see B ending off the what we've been jamming, but let us know
I know,
what y'all
right?
been jamming down in the comment section down below.
Man, shout out to Beyond Beats and Culture.